Do you want to set new goals? Stop. Watch this video and you might find a lesson or two about goal setting. Hey folks, I am CSK, your personal coach, and you're watching me on my channel CSK Speaks. Some of the stories which I love are stories from sports and the world of business. Both these places give me a lot of inspiration. In fact, I look up to these stories every single time I sit down to set my goals or to look at a direction for the next year in my life. Today, I'm here with you to talk to you about one such story from the world of sports. This boy was a young little boy who was born in America to a poor family. Not just that, he had no father and his mother had to work 2 shifts a day to earn bread for her table. Along with this, the boy was also diagnosed with rickets. Now, rickets is a very peculiar disease. You had bending of your bones, severe bone pain, and then you have a lot of brittleness in your bones. So the boy was not mobile to that extent. His friends, as you can imagine, were not accepting him in their group, and this boy was a mute spectator every single time the kids were playing around in the neighborhood. But secretly, silently, this boy had developed an insane love for football. That love was so much that he used to idealize Mr. Wilson. Wilson, for all of us, is a legend of American football. He's like Sachin Tendulkar for Indian cricket. God, as we call. So this boy was devoted, was praying, and also admiring Wilson. As luck would have had it, in the city where he was living, there was an exhibition match which was organized. And his idol, the legendary Wilson, was supposed to come to play in that exhibition match. Now this needs no rocket science to predict. This young boy finally manages and finds his way into the stadium on that particular day of the exhibition match. He did not know that he had to buy tickets, nor did he have the money to buy tickets. So what he did is he crawled underneath the stands. He crawled underneath the stands, that gallery where people sit and watch. He crawled underneath and he made himself comfortable at one place where he could see his legend, see his God playing the football. When he was watching the match, he became hungry. He became hungry, but he had no money and he did not know what to do, and he cannot come out to go and procure anything or buy anything. So he was sitting there fighting his hunger. Again, as luck would have it, one of the spectators who were watching the match dropped his burger. And the burger fell through the cracks of the steps, and it was like a boon for this young little boy, and the burger falls on the grass next to him. This boy thought God has given him the gift, immediately picks up that half-eaten burger, dusts it around, wipes up all the other things which is getting stuck, the grass and others, and then immediately starts gulping. At that exact time, the half-time was announced. So people, spectators who were enjoying the exhibition match, ran up to Mr. Wilson. And they had their notepads, they had a football, they had some mementos where they were waiting to take his signature, the autograph of Mr. Wilson on their belongings. Some of them gave their hats, some of them gave their bats, some of them gave their ball or whatever the toys they had to get his signature, the notepads and other things. This little boy also crawled himself and moved quickly. He was stout, he was short, and he had very pale bones as a result of his rickets. And then he went straight to Mr. Wilson He was a little low in the height, and Wilson is well built and a great legend. He was there busy signing autographs for people, and this boy calls him by pulling his hand. Mr. Wilson stops for a minute and looks at this boy and greets him. The boy could not speak a word for the first few seconds and then gathers himself and says, "Sir, I am a great admirer of you. I love the way you play the game. I was just sitting there and watching the way you were running around. I could not even look at you moving. You run so fast. How do you do that? We all love you. We all admire you." So Mr. Wilson thinks that he's another boy, another admirer, says, "Thank you very much, you're very kind," and then he continues to sign the autograph. The boy again calls him and disturbs him. This time Mr. Wilson stops and looks at him and says, "Yes, young man, what now?" The boy says, "Sir, that second goal you scored. What a goal, sir. What a goal. The way you bent your head and then you kicked, unbelievable. Only you could have done it. Nobody can do this." Wilson is like, thank you so much. I can see that you have watched every bit of the game. I love the way you enjoy the game. Continue to do that." And then Mr. Wilson continues to sign. After a few minutes, again this boy calls Mr. Wilson by holding his hand. This time Mr. Wilson is a little annoyed because this guy is continuing to disturb him. So he goes back a step and then says, "Yes, young man, what now?" So he says, "Sir, I admire you so much. You don't believe. I have made albums of photo clippings of yours in every newspaper, in every magazine. I cut and I keep." By now, Mr. Wilson is actually tired of his praise. He says, "All right, I think I got your message. Thank you very much. Continue to enjoy the game, and I continue to serve you all by playing my best game. All the best." And then he actually turns around to show his back towards this young boy, and then he continues to sign for the rest of the spectators. And while he was doing that, this young boy comes a little more closer and then disturbs Mr. Wilson by calling him one more time. This time, Mr. Wilson is a little annoyed. He looks at this boy and then says, "I think you should now find your place back in the gallery. We're going to start the game anytime soon." The boy says, "Yes, sir, I'm going. But let me tell you this. All your records, all your scores, I have kept a record as I said, but take my word, I will be the one who's going to break all those records, and I will overtake and overcome all those records and set new records for the world to watch." Now, looking at that boy and hearing this statement, Wilson gets a little more angry. He says, "Are you insane? You can't even stand properly on your feet, and do you want to do this? Enough is enough now. I have heard you enough. Go back to the gallery now." And he just discounts that statement and then walks back and continues with his match. People who are watching there, they also go crazy about this boy. Like, he can't even stand, he can't even walk properly, he can't even run properly, and this boy will beat his records. He's a legend. Anyway, so the game continues and this boy goes back to his secret hiding, and then he enjoys the remaining part of the game and goes home. 16 years later, he goes on and he breaks every single record of Wilson. And he breaks every single record to be known to the world as O.J. Simpson, the Juice as we know him popularly. O.J. Simpson is another legend of American football. And he has all the records in his name, one of the greatest. Of course, today the world knows O.J. Simpson for a lot of other reasons. We're not going to get into those things right now, but for now, let's stay with this story. And that story is all about this young little boy at that football field giving a bold statement to the legendary Wilson that I will be the one who will break all those records of yours. And 16 years later, he comes back and makes that statement one more time to the world that I made this statement then and I have achieved it today. listening to that statement, one of the press reporters who was standing there asked him, What audacity that you made such a statement at that age coming from such humble background. I mean, you had no dad, your mother was trying to work double shifts and making ends meet, you had this disease. And how did you even think about it? And how did you even have the guts to tell that statement in public? To that, Simpson replies. He says, Well, I had only two things. Just two things which gave me the courage to make that statement. Number one, aim higher. When I was growing up, the guy who was at the top of his game in the entire world was Mr. Wilson. So I said, if I want to become great, I need to be greater than this person. So aim higher. And two, remain focused. It does not matter. It does not matter what reality I am going through. Whether I have my dad or I don't have my dad, whether I am rich or I am poor, whether I have a strong body or I am not, it does not matter. My goal is set and I got to achieve it. So these two things were my strength all these 16 days, and today I am here just because I aimed higher and I remained focused. In fact, when I read this story, I was immediately reminded of Steve Jobs. Because Steve Jobs is the guy who the world knows him for reality distortion. What is reality distortion? What you just saw in Mr. Simpson's life. He did not care a damn about the reality around him. Now we have to remember this. When we are setting our goals, we need to also keep reality away. Yes, achievable goals are important. But your goals should not be restricted just because reality creeps in. They are two different things, my friends. So the next time you're sitting and setting your goals, aim higher, remain focused. Let the reality remain where it is. You and your goal should come into the field where your reality cannot distort you. Look at Mr. Simpson. In fact, today, look at Richard Branson, Elon Musk. All of them are talking about getting out of the planet Earth. Why are they even talking such a thing? The current reality, yes, we have got a lot of issues. Will the reality permit us? No, not at all. But then, is it stopping them from aiming higher? Is it stopping them from remaining focused? No. So you want to become great? You want to set a goal which is so high that even the very process of setting the goal makes you proud, gives you those goosebumps. And then once you have done that, remain focused, laser focused. It does not matter what the reality around you is telling you, right? So this is what I learned from that, and using that, I create my goals. And I thought, if you are in the process of setting your goals, maybe you can stop by and watch this video, because there is a lesson for all of us when it comes to goal setting from the life of O.J. Simpson. Thank you very much for watching. Do like, subscribe, and also click on the bell icon. Now, if you are interested, you can even share a comment about your goal and how you are going to aim high in your life. Thank you so much.